Hello everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today we are going to talk about something that affects almost all of us at some point in our lives: procrastination. Maybe you have experienced this before. You have an important task to do. It could be studying for an exam, finishing a work project, cleaning your room, or even replying to emails. You know it is important. You know you should start. But instead, you check your phone, watch videos, or suddenly feel the need to do something less important, like organizing your desk or making another cup of coffee. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Procrastination is a very common problem, and today we are going to explore why it happens and, more importantly, how you can stop procrastinating and start taking action. Let's begin with a simple question: what is procrastination? Procrastination is when you delay or postpone a task that you need to do, even though you know it might cause problems later. It is not just about being lazy. In fact, many people who procrastinate are hardworking and ambitious. The problem is not that they do not want to succeed. The problem is that something is stopping them from starting or finishing their tasks. So why do we procrastinate? There are several reasons. One of the most common reasons is fear. You might be afraid of failing. You might think, what if I do this badly, or what if I am not good enough? So instead of facing that fear, you avoid the task. Another reason is perfectionism. This might sound strange, but people who want everything to be perfect often procrastinate. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, or the perfect conditions. But the truth is, that perfect moment rarely comes. Another reason is feeling overwhelmed. When a task is too big or too complicated, your brain says, this is too much. And instead of breaking it into smaller steps, you avoid it completely. And finally, sometimes we procrastinate simply because something else feels more interesting or more fun in the moment. Our brains like immediate rewards. Watching a video or scrolling through social media gives us quick pleasure, while working on a difficult task does not. Now that we understand why procrastination happens, let's talk about how to stop it. The first strategy is to make tasks smaller. If a task feels too big, your brain will resist it. So instead of saying, I need to write a report, try saying, I will write the first paragraph. Instead of I need to clean the house, say, I will clean the kitchen for 10 minutes. When you make tasks smaller, they feel easier to start. And once you start, it is often easier to continue. This leads us to the second strategy: focus on starting, not finishing. Many people think about the whole task and feel stressed. But you do not need to finish everything right now. You only need to begin. Tell yourself, I will work on this for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not scary. Anyone can do something for 5 minutes. And often, once you start, you will continue for longer. The third strategy is to use a timer. You can set a timer for 25 minutes and work only during that time. After that, take a short break. This method is often called the Pomodoro technique. It helps you stay focused because you know there is a break coming soon. Working with a timer also creates a sense of urgency. It tells your brain, this is the time to focus. The fourth strategy is to remove distractions. Look around you. What usually distracts you? Is it your phone? Social media? Noise? Try to reduce these distractions as much as possible. For example, you can put your phone in another room or turn off notifications. You can use apps that block certain websites. You can choose a quiet place to work. The easier it is to focus, the less likely you are to procrastinate. The fifth strategy is to be kind to yourself. Many people feel guilty when they procrastinate. They think, I am lazy, or I am not disciplined. But this kind of thinking does not help. In fact, it can make things worse. Instead, try to understand yourself. Ask, why am I avoiding this task? Maybe you are tired. Maybe you are stressed. Maybe you are afraid. When you understand the reason, you can find a better solution. The sixth strategy is to connect tasks with your goals. Sometimes we procrastinate because we do not see the importance of a task. It feels boring or meaningless. So try to connect the task with something bigger. Ask yourself, why does this matter? Maybe studying helps you pass an exam. Maybe working on a project helps your career. Maybe cleaning your space helps you feel calm and focused. When you see the purpose, it becomes easier to take action. The seventh strategy is to create a routine. When you have a regular schedule, you do not need to decide every time what to do. For example, you can decide that every morning from 9 to 10, you will work on your most important task. Routine reduces decision-making, and this helps you avoid procrastination. The eighth strategy is to reward yourself. After you complete a task, give yourself something you enjoy. It could be a break, a snack, a walk, or time to watch your favorite show. Rewards help your brain connect work with positive feelings. Now let's talk about something very important. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Many people think, I will start when I feel motivated. But motivation often comes after you begin. When you take the first step, you start to feel progress. And progress creates motivation. So do not wait to feel ready. Start small, and motivation will follow. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you need to exercise. You feel tired and do not want to start. Instead of thinking, I need to do a full workout, you say, I will just put on my sports shoes. That is easy. Then you say, I will just do 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you might feel more energy and continue. And even if you stop, you still did something. And something is always better than nothing. Now, let's address another common problem. What if you still procrastinate, even after trying these strategies? That is normal. Change takes time. You will not become perfectly productive overnight. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to improve step by step. If you procrastinate, do not give up. Notice it, accept it, and try again. Every time you choose to start instead of delay, you are building a better habit. Another helpful idea is to track your progress. You can write down what you did each day. Even small actions count. When you see your progress, you feel more motivated to continue. And finally, remember this, your future self will thank you. When you complete your tasks on time, you reduce stress. You feel more confident. You have more free time later. But when you procrastinate, you often feel anxious and rushed. So when you are about to delay something, ask yourself, what will my future self want me to do? This simple question can help you make better choices. Before we finish, let's quickly review the key ideas from today's episode. Procrastination is not just laziness. It often comes from fear, perfectionism, feeling overwhelmed, or seeking quick rewards. To stop procrastinating, you can make tasks smaller. Focus on starting. Use a timer. Remove distractions. Be kind to yourself. Connect tasks to your goals. Create a routine. Reward yourself. And remember, action comes before motivation. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to start. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this episode helps you take that first step, even if it is small. Because small steps, taken consistently, can lead to big changes. See you in the next episode.